Hello everybody. All right, so what I'm going to do on this video is just walk you through how to build out the remainder of your calories and just kind of what that looks like, so we can make sure we're hitting our calorie targets. Now, what we know is that there are already fats inside of protein. So even if you're making lean choices for protein, for example, if you look at the right side of the screen, you have my main protein staples for the day. I'm going to build out a sample one for me. This is my calories, guys, so obviously you are not going to be eating this. Likely, you're not going to be eating this many calories. This is something I've worked up to over the last year to get my metabolism to this point. You're probably going to be much lower, but I'm just going to use what I do as an example to help you out. So basically, guys, what my point here is that even with 96% lean ground beef, there's still 13 grams of fat in there, right? Even with chicken breast, which is very lean, there is still 6 grams of fat in there, okay? And with whey protein powder, which is just the protein powder, or which is just the proteins from milk, there's still another 6 grams. So even though I haven't like added any specific fats in my meal plan yet, I'm already at 24 grams, and so that's going to be pretty typical. And so you just want to keep an eye on that. Keeping an eye on total calories. And so every time you add something in, just refer down here and just take a peek at how you're doing so far. So my daily total is here, and you can customize that inside of. I'm in MyFitnessPal, but whatever meal tracker you use, you can get in there and customize your daily goal. And so it'll always kind of give you like a running total of where you're at relative to your goal. So my daily total is 3,100 calories as of now. And so far, just by adding my protein sources in, I'm already at 1,000. So now what I'm going to do is simply just go back to my food list here, okay? And I've already got pretty much all my staple protein sources. I'm good on that for the day. And now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and fill up the rest of my calories. So I got about 2,000 left from carbs and fats and veggies. Okay, so I'm just going to walk through how I do this. So I'm going to go here to add food. I'm going to put in rice. I think I probably already have a bunch of entries because this is usually what I do here. So because I already have all this in here, I can just kind of refer back to it and see where I'm at with it. So bear with me, guys. Rice, perfect. Okay, so add that. Add that to my meal. Okay, boom. So that's basically 285 grams. It's basically 2 cups of rice. And so, that's 80 grams of carbohydrates for me, but that's also another 8 grams of plant-based protein. So it's not like the same kind of protein you're going to get from beef, but that's cool. It's still 8 grams of protein. I'll take it. Go ahead, and I'm not done yet with that meal though. So I'm going to keep building that out. Now I do put 60 milliliters of half and half and 16 grams of sugar in my coffees in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. So everything you eat, you want to make sure you're adding it in there, right? So it's like getting your mind away from, oh, sugar is bad, cream is bad, this is good, this is bad. At the end of the day, guys, ultimately, what matters most is that you're keeping your calories in the right spot. It matters less what type of calories. So sugar really isn't bad. And the reason why sugar can be bad is because it's very easy to overconsume because it doesn't take a lot of space in your stomach, and so it's very easy to just keep consuming it, continue to consume it. But if you measure it out like I did here, 16 milliliters in my coffee, 60 milliliters of half and half in my coffee, and you put it all in there, and it all you're basically putting it against your overall calorie total for the day. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Cool. All right. So continuing on, I'm not done yet with breakfast. And again, guys, this is just me, so I don't recommend you eat this way just yet. You can get to that point, but for now, I recommend you, you just eat off the food list up until your calorie total. But once you get to a point where we're going to get to soon, where you don't have to eat off the food list anymore, you can start having a little bit more fun. Okay, cool. So we got that, and then one thing I've been doing that I really love is dried oranges. Man, oh man, what a great way to um, get those extra carbs and that just tastes delicious after your meal. So I'm going to do 50 grams of dried oranges. And then lastly, what I've been doing lately is a RX bar. That will add that. And okay, cool. So there we go. It's a big fat breakfast. That's how I do it. That would be my breakfast for the day. So again, I'm going to roll down here. Okay, so I'm at 1,934 out of my 3,100 calories for the day. So far for protein, I am at 218. And for carbohydrates, I am at 161. So I'm going to keep going because that was breakfast. Cool. Now I'm going to lunch. I've already got my chicken in there. So what I do is sweet potato. Sweet potato. So we go here. There's potatoes. Where are my sweet potatoes at? What I'm doing also is sweet potato. So you just go to the search bar. This is riveting stuff. I know, guys. You're just on the edge of your seat. I'm sure of it. Sweet potato cooked. Go ahead and add that. Now what I'm going to do is change this to grams. Right, see what I did there? I just switched this over to grams instead of just like one medium. You always want to stay away from general entries and go for the gram or ounces. So we got 1 gram. I know that I'm going to do 250 grams of sweet potato, which is like a lot, but that's what I do. It is what it is. So I got 250 grams of sweet potato, but I'm not done yet because I have to hit my numbers, and my numbers are pretty big comparatively. So I'm going to go Trader Joe's 72%. Yep, you got it, guys. Dark chocolate. And this is something that you guys, you know, I want you to look at this as like what we're going to be building up to. This is the promised land, right? Like this is absolutely, and again, I'm going to switch this over to grams. I do 40 of those, add that to my food list, and boom. Okay, cool. So I got 40 grams of dark chocolate, right? Because you're about to think about chocolate. Oh my God, doesn't that make you fat? No, calories make you fat. Overeating calories make you fat. And if you can choke down too much chicken breast, too much sweet potato, you will get fat too. It just so happens that it's a lot easier to get high calories through chocolate bars and sugar. But as long as you measure it out and you've built it in your day to hit your calorie targets, and you don't go over your calorie targets that we've already established, it's okay. And this is where we get to have fun. This is the promised land. This is where we get to create like a real lifestyle meal plan, a real lifestyle diet. Okay. All right, guys, and then moving on, we got our protein powder, and now this is what I do. Banana. Oh, there we go. Search 200 grams of banana, which is basically like 2 bananas in my smoothie because I got to get a lot of calories in and a lot of carbs. So we got the banana. I'm doing an entire avocado, which is usually about entire like medium avocado, which is usually about 100 grams. But you notice I'm not making entries like 1 whole avocado because that's general, that's basic. We don't know how big was the avocado, this big, was it that big? There's a huge caloric difference between food choices, and so you always want to peel your fruits because fruits have calories too. Put it on the food scale. I put my smoothie on the food scale, my blender on the food scale, and then just start dumping all the ingredients in it and weigh everything out so I can see where I'm at with it, right? And that's what I want you to do too. Moving on, mixed berries would be the next thing in my smoothie. Search for it, or is it already here? I believe I'm going to have to search for it. Okay, fine. Ah, no, I don't. It's here. Great. And I also put greens in there. So we'll check all that off. I believe that's all I put in my smoothie, right? Berries, avocado, protein powder, greens. Yeah, I think so. Cool. All right, but we're not done yet, are we? What am I missing? feel like I'm missing something here. I'm only at 2,600. 300. Oh man, I have 80 more grams of carbohydrates to get in. Wow. Let's see here. Dinner, add food. This is where it gets fun, guys. Are you ready? What? You're gonna add in red wine? I am. I'm gonna have a glass of wine tonight, guys. Crazy. You kidding me? Chocolate in one day? Chocolate? Wine? Yeah. So remember, how many, look at, right? So I'm gonna have 9 ounces of red wine. Well, what's that break down to? I had to make my own entry because a lot of times what you're gonna find is that when you look for alcohol entry, there is not the correct amount of carbs or fats. It's usually just the calories, and you have to divide that. So we're gonna count alcohol as a carbohydrate. Some people might make an argument with that, but I just think it's for easy math's sake. If you know that 9 ounces of wine in this case is 225 calories, easy math is just divide that by 4, which brings us to 56 grams of carbohydrate. So you can just kind of start weighing that into your carbohydrate total for the day, okay? All right, so I am at 68 grams of fat. I'm at 356 grams of carbohydrate and 230 grams of protein. So I'm actually over protein. My target is 225 grams. I'm going to pull a bit of protein back from somewhere, and I need to add a little bit more fat. And so this is essentially what my day would look like, but you see how this works, right? Every time I'm adding something, I then go back in and shuffle some things around to see where I'm at. So I add something, I go back, where am I at? Daily totals. Okay, not quite. My target's 225 for protein. So an easy thing for me to do would be to just go ahead and go to the protein powder here and just pull back a little bit on protein powder. So maybe so I could just do like, in this case, I usually weigh it by the gram, but I made a different entry, so I'll do like 1.75 servings. So let's see where that puts me. Yeah, perfect. Puts me right at 225. And then I'm a little shy on fats, so what I'd want to do is then go over here to lunch, most likely. I'm going to add just some good old-fashioned olive oil. So I'll look for some olive oil here. Huh, how about that? That was interesting. You just blocked me on that. It happens sometimes. You gotta be patient with this stuff. It's software. It's not perfect. There we go. Olive oil. Add that. Boom. Great. So where am I at now? Perfect. I'm at 77 out of 75 grams. I'll take that. Right? So I just went into my lunch there. I was 10 grams short of my fat targets. So I just went into my lunch and I added 10 more grams of olive oil. Well, I added it for dinner, but it's fine. You get where I'm going with that. And it looks like I'm just short 25 grams of carbohydrates, which I can easily get by adding, let's see here, what can I do? I could easily get that 25 grams of carbohydrates by adding some oatmeal to my smoothie, right? Easy, easy peasy. So what if I just went ahead and add 40 grams of oatmeal dry to my smoothie? Where does that put me? 382, perfecto. I'm a little over now on fats and carbs, so that's easy enough to do. So this is what I mean by like calorie Tetris. And guys, and this is taking way longer than I would actually spend because I'm just building this from scratch for you guys. I've already built all this out actually, so I just pretty much eat the same thing each day and just simply swipe one day over to the next. And so once you do this once, you don't have to keep doing it. I'm simply doing this to show you guys. So I'm 5 grams over on fat, so that's easy enough. I just go, instead of 10 servings of 1 gram of olive oil, just knock that down to 5 servings of 1 gram. So just 5 grams of olive oil instead of 10. That brings me right to my fat number. And then I just need to pull protein down just a tad. And so I could even just go here to my egg whites for dinner, and instead of 225, I can just do 2 210 probably will do it for me. And hit save, and then refer back here. Yeah, close enough, right? I would probably want to get that a little bit closer to 225, but a couple of grams one way or the other isn't the end of the world. But that puts me right at my calorie target, pretty much within a few grams of each one of those, which is totally fine. And then that is what my day looks like, okay? So again, once you do this, it's very easy because all these food trackers will just save that data for you now. And if you just continue to eat relatively the same stuff each day, you just swipe it over, copy it over from Monday to Tuesday, or Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday, and it's very, very straightforward. You don't have to keep building it out like I just did each day. You just need to kind of do it once and then just simply make edits. So if you change things around, if you add in certain things, remove certain things, you can just edit it as you go. That's how you'll make sure that you continually hit your numbers. So I hope that helps, guys. So remember, just to recap, build your proteins out first like you saw me do in the beginning of the video, and then just go back to your food list and just keep adding items in until you hit your calorie targets. Now, full disclosure, I am not 100% on the food list anymore because I'm a pro. I've been doing this shit for a long time. If you are watching this, you're probably a beginner. You're probably not a pro, and we need to make sure that you spend at least a good month exclusively eating from this food list, okay? And then once you get proficiency under your belt and you have control and mastery of your calories, then you can start having some fun. Start adding in a little chocolate, start adding in a protein bar, throw in a little glass of wine for dinner. That's all okay. Nothing is off the table as long as you do it properly, right? That is the operative word. You have to do this the right way, hitting your numbers and making sure that when you add things back in, it doesn't cause any sort of allergy or inflammation or irritation in your system. And as long as it doesn't, it's a-okay. All right, guys, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you later.